mental presence.
All right, it is Wednesday. It is just a little bit afternoon. We got a bit of a late start. Had to do some filming in here.
What was that?
That was for TBTV. That was Brandon Barry and Tyler Wise from TBTV, which has nothing to do with tuberculosis or any other lung disorder. That's actually that's a DATV television show, which I'm proud to be a part of. I have a recurring character on there named Homeless Jerry. If you ever want to check it out, you can just go to TBTV on YouTube. You can go to TBTV episode 101. There's 2 episodes out right now. Homeless Jerry gets to be in both of them.
I saw you had your shirt off. Was that part of it?
That's always part of it. I can't be in the same room with Tyler and Brandon and keep my shirt on.
Okay.
It's this power they have over me.
Some other noises, but I won't go into it. I guess people have to watch the episode.
Yeah. You always have to watch to find out why my shirt's off.
Yeah.
And
there was a house plant like in the way of the camera and you right in a special place. Is that so that
That actually I'm shaped like a houseplant.
Oh, okay.
It's really what it just looks like. There's a houseplant.
Oh, okay. I see. Yeah. Get the trimmer out. Jeez.
Yeah, it's a fern.
I see. So we know certain things parallel your face. Okay.
Right.
Exactly. Okay. That's terrible. Way to start out.
It's always a good way to start out.
Yeah.
Mike Canestaro. I guess I can introduce Mike Canestaro.
All right. Great to be here.
The genius behind Science with Mike.
Yeah. The genius. Yeah, I know. Wow. Things burn. This guy's a genius.
Yes, that's brilliant.
Now he's going to explain.
I never knew fire could look like that.
I never knew fire could happen like that.
Yeah. Tune in next week for a new method
More
of burning
other fire.
things. Yes.
Yeah. 2/3 fire. That is my formula. 2/3 of the episodes have to have fire.
That's an episode for success. That is a recipe for success right there. If there was a way that we could burn this station down every time I come in to do a show, we would be
CGI.
We'd have so many listeners.
Yeah, just CGI it in.
We could do that.
It'd be cheaper.
Well, it'd be CGI for audio though. You'd have to have an audio file. I'll
just have
noise. I'll just have some flames crackling in the background.
Yeah, sure, screaming. Ah!
Yeah,
that'd be good.
Yeah, but I'll just have to. I like realism though, so I'll just light one of the studio executives on fire.
Oh yeah, I'm sure they'll love that.
Oh yeah. They're down for anything.
Yeah.
You know,
fire. Everybody loves fire. You have to start calling it Fire with Mike.
Yep, fire.
Yep,
Fire with Mike.
One of the I got some feedback on one of the comments, and one of the commenters said that this whole series is basically dad jokes interspersed with rapid oxidation. And I'm like,
sounds about right.
And then someone else commented back and said that's why it's so great. So I'm like, all right, cool.
Yeah. So how's I know Science with Mike? It's been on hiatus for a little while.
It's been on hiatus because I had to work for a living. And actually, what happened is there was some other things that the college wanted to roll out, and then I got involved with Think TV down in Dayton, and they're going to be streaming our episodes as well on a site called STEM World. So I got a little busy doing photo shoots and things.
Oh, so photo shoots for the show that you had to put on hold to do the photo shoots.
I had to do, but actually what happened is, I just got busy in other areas. However, this Friday we'll have another episode, the Christmas edition,
cool.
holiday edition episode.
Holiday edition.
It'll be streaming on Facebook, on Sinclair's Facebook page, and then it'll be on my YouTube channel. If you go to YouTube, Science with Mike, I'm probably one of the 6 Science with Mikes that pop up, but I'm at the top.
Yeah, you're one of the you're the only Science with Mike that matters.
One Science with Mike is actually a little 5-year-old kid, and his mom's doing like experiments with him, and I'm like, that kid's gonna knock me off. I got to start, sending
you got to
threatening emails,
or that works too.
Yeah. Pretty sure.
Or try to merge the two where you're lighting him on fire.
Yeah, it could be.
Yeah. But, here at The Life, we don't actually condone lighting 5-year-olds on fire.
But we can talk about it.
Unless they're your own. I mean, then it's up to you.
Yeah, I mean, it depends
and the
on
law. I mean, you might not get away with it, but
Yeah, like my mom used to say, "I'm going to light your butt on fire," with the switch.
I've heard that many times.
And so that's what used
to
happen.
Now, did your mom still use a switch?
My mom used a switch, but then not only was the trauma of the switch there, right on your ankles or on your butt, she used to go out and theatrically go pick it off a tree. And then we'd all just be looking out. Me and my two brothers would be looking out the window like, oh, she's getting the switch. And then my brother would try to hide under the bed or something. There was the switch and then the wooden spoon. The wooden spoon was when it maybe was too cold to go outside. But when she was really, really,
See, now
ticked off.
my grandmother down in Tennessee, she would make us go pick our own switch.
Oh, well, then you just pick the wimpiest one.
Don't do that.
Oh, because then you need more shots.
Because that whips more. Yeah,
it does whip more. Yeah,
you want to pick something thicker because then it's like getting hit by a board. And I'd much rather get hit by a board than cracked by a bullwhip.
I guess so. Maybe you want
because I made that mistake the first time Grandma did that.
I get it. You actually got switched by your grandma then.
Yeah, the first time I remember getting switched by Grandma. First time, it's happened a handful. I was probably 6 or 7, and I was following my brothers around who were all older, and I wanted to be cool like them for whatever reason.
Yeah,
because I was 6 or 7 and didn't know any better, and they were all crawling around this electric fence. And when I did it, I wasn't exactly as smart. I didn't think about it being lit up, and I got lit up.
Oh, boy.
And I actually got hung up on it. So it's sitting there for probably, it felt like forever.
Yeah.
Until Grandma went and turned the fence off. Well, she was so mad she had to turn the fence off that not only did I nearly get electrocuted, I had to go pick my own switch out and get whipped.
Oh, my God. Now, that is the first electrocution spanking I've ever heard of in my life.
Out there you get electrocuted. I'm going to whoop you.
I know. You could tell how old we are. All these young people are listening like, what's the switch? Is that like when Mom takes the Xbox away? It's like, no, it's when you get beat.
Yeah.
It's old school. You get beat.
Yeah, that is true. That doesn't happen a lot nowadays.
Whatever.
We need to bring it back. We need to just go around and find random kids to
I'm
switch.
glad you didn't say what the phone number is. I'm glad you have not yet said what the phone number is. That's great.
I was going to. I was going to give away a couple tickets, but I just think I'm going to, until the next hour. Next hour, when the next guest is on, we might give some tickets away. But I think now, considering everything we've put out there right off the bat, we should probably not give the phone number out.
I actually got
because chances are. See, actually, that's going to hold some listeners over because there's some people that are wanting to call in and complain right now, but we haven't given them the number.
Well, we'll give it to them in the last part of the hour.
That's going to be the last 20 minutes of the show.
Yeah, like they do on the news when they say, okay, we'll show you what the weather's going to be a little bit later.
Right.
And right now it's snowing. What's it going to be tomorrow? Tune in later. We'll give you the phone number. Yeah. I know they could probably look it up, but, hey.
Oh, yeah.
And I got a text message just right now. Now, you know that I am not a cell phone person, okay? This is a track phone. This is a burn phone.
Yeah.
And I am not
I was going to say, are you a drug dealer?
I'm not a drug dealer or a terrorist, but I play one. Science with Mike. No, but I...
Not a terrorist, I can see.
And it's like my dentist, I gave them my cell phone number, and I'm thinking, okay, someone's telling me that they're listening to the show and stop talking about beating kids.
And your dentist is listening.
It's like, hi, Michael, it would mean a lot if you could give us feedback at this website, and then I'm like, oh, good. It was just my dentist, and I'm stupid enough to give them, because I pay like 15 cents every text message, or maybe more like 10.
Oh, wow. So
I got to
really
get off that list.
Yeah, I was going to say, wow.
They're stalking me now. It's the second one in 2 days that they've given me this text message, and I got to get off that.
See, my dentist gave up. See, it's been a year ago since I had a dentist appointment, and I had to cancel because I wrecked my truck on the way there.
That's a good reason.
And I've been just kind of nervous about making another appointment because I can't afford another accident.
You think that there was some link to the dentist?
There's something that's
psychologically you thought it was better.
My teeth are going to fall out, but my car is going to be in good shape.
Yeah, well, you might. You could have hit your teeth on the dashboard, and then that could have been reason to go to the dentist.
That's true. That's true.
I think.
Well, I did have my face knocked off by the airbag.
Oh.
Which, it tends to happen when you're doing 70 down the interstate and hit a cement
I didn't even
wall.
know about this. I didn't know about that. How long ago was this?
Oh, this has been a little over a year ago.
Okay.
I was driving the Silverado. I had
Okay.
the truck, and I lost control on some slick pavement.
Yeah.
And just head on into the side of a bridge, actually.
Were you
70 miles an
Are you
hour.
good with driving since then, or you have a little problem, like mentally, or is you still
There's about a couple months. For about a couple months,
Yeah.
I was really apprehensive. I can't afford to stop driving because I have to go all over the
Gotta
place.
go to
But
work.
there's a
You gotta
couple
work.
months I was I was shaking. I really was.
Yeah. I had a thing. This is the stupidest thing ever. I actually have like some sort of anxiety driving. It's the way you get rid of this is I'm acting like I'm a psychologist, but I'm not. Okay, but I play one on Science with Mike. No, what you do is you just got to keep writing over it. Getting new experiences over the traumatic experience, obviously, and just keep overwriting that bad experience. Well, I have like some sort of strange anxiety that resulted from one moment in New York City where I had to drive to Staten Island on a Sunday, and I'm thinking, oh, there won't be any traffic. There'll be 6 lanes. No, actually, in Staten Island, everybody's going to the city on Sunday.
Awesome.
Sunday, midday, and there was just 6 lanes of traffic all around me, backed up. We're all doing 60, and I just lost it. I had my eyes started shutting down. I had some sort of panic attack. And then ever since then, I've had mild anxiety driving, including the couple months after that. I'm shaken just going on 35, like just doing the little one exit stretch that's maybe 2 miles long on 35. And then it just got better, so that it just time heals it, I guess.
Yeah. It was probably about a month or two that I was really.
I bet you were,
really
and then you had to just gut right through it because you got to work.
Yeah, you got no choice.
You can't I can't make it, guys. I'm on the side of the road.
I'm
scared on the side of the road. Big Don, big burly Don, deep bearded.
I'm scared of my car.
My car's gonna hit another bridge. Mom, get the switch. It's so much better.
Yeah, it was brutal though.
I don't.
Because I've been in little fender benders before. That's the first time I've ever been in a legit accident going 70 miles an hour on the interstate.
You're lucky you didn't have the Takata airbags or whatever those ones. Okay, so the defective.
Isn't that a beer? Isn't that a Mexican beer? Takata.
It is. It's spelled differently.
Oh, okay.
But maybe they're actually made by the same people because
that would have been great.
That's how an airbag should work. It should just coat you with beer.
Just pop a beer for you.
You know what there should be while you're laying there? There should be just a little straw that comes out with beer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You've been drinking? Not till this happened.
Not till this, and then it just would be, and then you just will blow on this straw. But I have a Pontiac because in 2008 I got a good deal when GM was going out of business. So I'm like, yeah, I'm going to go buy a GM car because they were like giving them away in 2008 when the financial crisis happened.
Yeah.
However, I got a recall that's open on the airbag. So I get this little thing. It's all the defective. It's really a Toyota. So it's like the Japanese airbags that are defective. So I get this letter like a year ago, and it says like your airbag is defective and may shoot shards of metal through your chest. And it didn't say that perfectly. And then, but
parts, that's essentially what they were getting.
But parts are not available. Stay tuned. And then I got another letter saying parts are still not available. So I think that's just saying
then
drive.
All that anxiety came back.
I think it's just saying drive carefully, kid.
Funny.
Because you might have the airbag might rupture and shoot. There is a Science with Mike airbag episode.
I saw that one.
Yeah, and they cut it out. And I can talk about it because I'm not showing it. But what we did is with the automotive guys, we kind of teamed up and we took an airbag, like the kind of inner console of the steering wheel. And, we detonated one with a 12-volt battery from a car, just a little switch. And, it really works well. Some of them are duds, by the way, just in case you want to drive carefully. Use your seatbelt all times because some of them just don't go off. But then what the guy from automotive did, I won't use his name, but it's rhymes with Troy Singleton.
Rhymes.
I'm just kidding. He's on this video. I'm just joking. He put it upside down so that the airbag would go detonate towards the floor and the console device would shoot in the air as a projectile. Well, they cut it out. But we put a huge hole in the ceiling.
Awesome.
And it was a drop ceiling like this. and it took out 2 tiles and bent the frame. And we have video of it somewhere, but then the guys who edit decided, we didn't really, granted, you guys didn't know that was happening, but we kind of look like boobs here, so we're not going to put that part in. But they put the first part in where you see it shooting towards the ceiling and all of us going, whoa, and then boop. Just that test pattern.
I think that's great.
But someone has video of it somewhere if they ever want to do a blooper reel because, they might have to.
That's funny.
Now that the levee passed, maybe they'll air that.
Yeah, there you go. And maybe they'll fix the ceiling.
They fixed the ceiling the next day.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because they had...
a hospital I work at, I have to do that kind of stuff all the time. We didn't have, not blow airbags through the ceiling, but replace ceiling tiles.
Yeah.
We had somebody, this guy was actually running from the cops. He was handcuffed, and he was trying to get away from the cops. And he asked if he could go to the bathroom, so they let him go into the bathroom.
And he has handcuffs?
And he was handcuffed in the front, I guess.
Well,
It'd been hard to do otherwise.
I guess so, yeah.
But he actually knocked one of the tiles out in the ceiling and started crawling through. The police officers heard him, kicked the door open, and tased him. Well, when they tased him, he kind of fell, and one of the other ceiling, because he'd already crawled about 5 feet, and one of the other ceiling tiles fell through where he hit it, and they reached up and pulled him down. It took like 8 tiles with him, about 3 or 4 lights.
Wow. He could have.
It's like, thanks a lot, guys.
That stuff up there isn't meant to hold your weight, is it?
No, it's not.
I'm surprised he even lasted 5 feet.
Well, I came around the corner because I was there like right as it happened. I heard the crash, and I came around the corner, and I saw this guy laying on the floor still twitching.
Because of the tasing or because he fell?
Because of the both, I'd say.
Yeah, I think it's a little both.
Because it's not like he could catch himself. He was handcuffed.
I know, that's funny. Oh, God. He could have hurt himself worse.
Oh, yeah,
he could have broke his neck,
Yeah, and I'm sitting there laughing. The first thing I do is I look down at this kid. I said, "Did you never see Breakfast Club?" And he didn't. He had no idea what I was talking about.
Yeah, he must have been the different generation.
Yeah, he was a younger kid, and he was on some heavy stuff, I'm pretty sure. So
well,
that'll happen.
The heavy stuff made him come through the.
Yeah, it was all the heavy stuff.
The heavy stuff is why he came down.
That heavy stuff will bring you down.
It
one
will
way or
bring
another.
you. Stay away from the heavy stuff. Kid.
Absolutely.
Do the light,
especially if you're going to try to crawl through a drop ceiling.
Just do the light stuff.
Yeah. Well, he brought those down too.
Yeah, he probably had a little light stuff too.
All right, I think I'm going to do the comedy rundown. We're going to take a little break, and just to take a little break, just to do it, I'm going to play some older Pottersfield before he was Pottersfield, back when he was with Destricor.
Okay.
So since I always play Pottersfield and I play like from the same LP or EP every time, I'm going to play from Destricor. I think this was from their first EP. So enjoy a little song called Change.
Cool.
Forget about The weekdays are made for working, but the weekends, those are made for gaming. Join Ellison Smith every Saturday for a new episode of Saltwater Gaming as he breaks down video games of all different genres, consoles, platforms, and eras. Get a bit of the old and a bit of the new, a bit of the action and a bit of the mystery. Get it all every Saturday on Saltwater Gaming, brought to you by Eventide Entertainment.
Put it together.
Yep, people put it together.
People
That's
put it
what we
together.
came back with.
That's right. People put it together.
Kind of like IKEA. People put it together.
I can't
Very
put it
poorly.
together.
People just throw a bunch of stuff in a pile and say, "There we go."
Yeah.
That's what happens. I'm not going to tell that story. It's a story about my extended family.
Okay.
Who's an engineer.
People put it together if you use names. You know.
Yeah. He's an engineer, and there was a desk or a dresser that he put together.
Oh.
3 out of 4 drawers wouldn't open. So
Did it have a button under the desk?
No.
Okay.
Just
like they locked the door?
No, just.
I was thinking.
Yeah.
Okay.
Nailed the drawers shut, I guess.
Yeah.
What are these other nails for? I guess they go here.
Must be to nail the door shut, the drawer shut. Yeah.
Yep. Keep your stuff safe.
They gave us extra. Yeah. Idea. That's how it's my lock.
Yeah.
How do I lock this in there? Nail it in.
Yep. Just nail it shut. You'll never have to worry about getting
Hope
stuff
that
out.
no
of
one
it
has
again.
a hammer with that little thing that
claw
pries nails.
hammer.
A claw hammer.
Claw hammer.
Claw hammer. There you go.
Get the tools.
Yeah.
Got to have the right tool.
You got to have the right tool.
So, what were we talking about before we left? I can't remember.
We were talking about the comedy rundown.
Yeah, you were talking about the comedy rundown. How the Cats show? How is that going?
Well, Cats show went really well last night. I do want to say that the Toy Drive show. Okay, here's where I'm at right now. I am.
You were dropping your phone.
No.
So
this chair came apart.
They must have got it from IKEA.
Literally, I didn't do anything, but the chair fell apart.
Yep, the arm of his chair just fell off. That's okay. That's
all right. I don't want to bill. I got to get the super glues. But okay, so here's the thing. I don't know if these don't come in threes. Sunday night at Wiley's was the hottest audience I've seen there in a while. You can tell when people are. Sometimes they have benefit shows, which this was for House of Bread, and they bring in their own people. House of Bread did bring a lot of people and sponsor the show very well on social media. And you can tell, just like when the first comic does the first joke, the sound of the laughs, if it's loud enough, you can be like, well, this is going to be a hot audience. And then what we did is we had 10 comics, and we just drew places. And I got 9th, and I'm like, how are they going to have the stamina by 90 minutes in, because we're all doing 10 minutes? How are they going to have the stamina for when I get up there? And I have to follow Ray Jackson and Nate Washington, which my style is
a little bit different,
drastically different. And then that's not even a racial thing because they're African-American comics. I'm not trying to, but I'm awkward white guy up there, and these guys are more smooth than I am. So it's going to be super, warp shift for me to get up there after them. but they maintained all the way up through the last comic, and they were great audience. And we collected a lot of toys for kids who are, homeless, I guess, for House of Bread. That was great. Tuesday night, last night, Cats went very well, which happens about once every 3 times. So now I'm here, I strung together 2 really good experiences doing comedy, and I don't think these come in 3s. So I need to really just get the next one out of the way. I need to do the worst show there ever was or something, and just say I got it.
Need to,
or I could see if I could keep a string going, but they.
Well, where are you going to be next, or do you know yet?
I don't even I got a little bit of a gap in my schedule, so I'm kind of glad.
Well, I mean, you're on the Life radio show. You're killing it here.
I am? Well, okay, then we'll count that. I guess I don't know if I'm killing it. It's hard when there's no laughing.
That's true.
I just broke a chair.
And you just broke a chair. So that's something.
It's kind of like bringing the roof down, maybe. I destroyed the place. I just destroyed this place. How'd the radio show go, Mike? I destroyed the place.
Destroyed it.
I didn't like the arm rest pad off the chair.
Oh, it could be worse. We actually had somebody get into the ashes that are over there, too. We had, Jess Cordry was in. That's what somebody won a chili cook-off, and he opened up the ashes.
Whose ashes is that?
That's a former general manager here at the radio station.
Really?
He apparently he loved the place so much he wanted to stay here long after he was gone. So.
I got to get out of here. This is crazy. I think that's why the armrest fell off.
That's what he's saying, you're done, and knocked the armrest off for you.
Yeah. Man, now it's ghost haunted. But so that went well, and that's what brought that up as you did the comedy rundown. And so Cats went well, and we had,
well, Cats is a fun show to do, even when it's all comics. I've had fun doing a show there.
Yeah, well, I'm glad you say that.
Well, I did. We had one. I think it was like the second or third show I did at Cats, because I've done a few of them over there, and it was pretty much all comics in the audience. Which I mean, we kind of started to just give random sarcastic applause for the worst joke.
Yeah, I remember that.
Somebody could tell. And I had a blast doing that.
Yeah, I thought it was good too. I think.
I mean, it wasn't as fun on stage.
I think that's what I did. Didn't I go up there and in between? I said, let's just do this. Really be liberal with our applause breaks.
Yeah.
And it was basically there might have been it's a Tuesday night, and when it's warm out, Cats doesn't have a patio, and other places do, so it's kind of tough to compete with the patio where you could. I don't know if you can smoke on a patio, but at least you could be outside. Everybody wants to be outside. So Cats doesn't have that. It's a band venue. And I think what I did to spice it up, I'm like, look, there's 4 audience members and 6 comics. Let's just really be liberal with the applause breaks. And every time the joke didn't land hard, we just applaud. Facetious applause breaks.
Absolutely. It was fantastic.
It was almost like being hissed at.
Yeah.
That was fun. I like that. I'll bring that back if it ever does that kind of. We have that kind of dynamic again.
Yeah. Because that was a lot of fun. I'm going to have to get back to Cats, but
we'll get you back.
Everything going on at work right now. My coworker's out for surgery, so and I work second shift, so I can't really take much time off because there's nobody else there.
You and Keith Irvin, both of you guys have the second shift curse.
Keith works third.
Oh, that's
which
even
third?
Worse.
Third I would think would work a little bit better with comedy, because you could go out and do a 9:00 show, and so long as you left with enough time to get to work.
Well, I think Keith likes his crown on the rocks, and I don't think that works good.
Well, yeah, that's true.
Yeah, so I think what'll happen is
he works third shift. Nobody's going to know.
until first shift, when the thing you fixed.
Yeah, until first shift comes in,
that
you're
thing you
passed
fixed
out in one of the rooms.
When that thing that you fixed breaks, and but I generally think he's one of, maybe he likes to have a glow on. I like to have a glow on when I go up there. I don't like having 0 alcohol in my blood when I go up there, but I don't like slurring.
Yeah. I when I first started out, I like to have a few beers before going on stage, and then I realized after a while that it didn't really help me any. Yeah. And all it did was dried my mouth out more.
Yeah.
And then I did a show where it kept getting postponed. It was supposed to start at 2:00.
Yeah.
And it kept getting pushed back, and I didn't go on stage till 8:00.
Yeah.
Well, beer was free for comics.
Yeah.
So I went on stage with about 12 to 14 beers in me.
Yep.
And shortly before I went on, I was just starting out. This was probably my 7th show that I'd done. and I had maybe 8 minutes, 10 minutes of really bad stuff.
Yeah.
And shortly before I went on, he came up and said, well, we had a bunch of comics had to drop out since we had to keep pushing it back.
Now,
Are you able to do 15?
Yeah.
And I said, no, I can't.
Yeah.
I said, I'll give you 10. Most of it's going to be terrible.
The other thing you can do sometimes is you could just be like, sure, and then you don't do 15.
Yeah.
You just say, yeah, I could do 15, but then that's not really helping the
Well,
guy
one
running
of the
show.
funny things I did is I actually, because like I said, I was a little bit lit, and I got about probably 6 minutes in, and I kind of forgot where I was going.
Yeah.
And I just accidentally, it's like I started over. And I started telling jokes I already told, and then to cover it, I said, I thought this was an Alzheimer's fundraiser.
Yeah, I know.
And then I walked off stage.
Yeah. Hey, you played it well. Yeah, you played it well.
But you can get away with that.
You can get away with one of those. And so that's interesting.
Yeah, fortunately nobody got offended when I said that, but
Yeah, I was a little worried Sunday night because, I here I am, I got 9th, and it's so, okay, the show starts a little bit after 8. I'm going up there, 9:45, so I got to slow my consumption of beer, because when I get home from work and have a beer, it's gone in like 2 minutes. I'm thirsty. So I can't do that in 90 minutes left to go. I got to curtail myself.
Well, I've actually had to cut down again because since I started doing stuff at the club, I can. It's my beer.
Yeah, it's your beer. Yeah, I get it.
And I get to where I'd have a couple beers at the club, and then I'd head home. And I'd pick a 6-pack up on the way home, and then it got to where I'd be heading home from work at 11:30, 12 o'clock at night, thinking I should stop and pick some beer up. And that's the problem is in my 20s and part of my 30s, I was a pretty severe alcoholic. I mean, 18 to 20 beers every single day.
Okay.
And so, I kind of, I've had to pretty much end that, and I haven't drank anything in like the past 3 weeks just because I could feel that coming back to where it's like, I'm going to lose control of this if I don't rein it in.
You know what? I don't like to do. My barometer. Now I'm a little older than you, so I count my beverages less, I guess, because I'm on the back 9, man, by far. So, but I don't like when I wake up in the morning, I feel a little off. So that means I did a little too much last night.
Right.
So that's my barometer, is if I can wake up and not feel like that kind of weird feeling you get, and you're all like, my stomach ain't right. So that's my little barometer, and then whatever. And I find that if you space them out enough, that's the problem. But you can't space out 20 beers unless you start at like 8.
Well, not when you're still working a full-time job.
No, you can't.
I was working a full-time 8-hour day job, and I'd get off work, and I'd just drink myself silly, get up the next day and do it again. And that's
Yep.
It was one of those, I guess it was a functional alcoholic because I still was able to, I never had to call in to work sick because I was hungover. I never missed a day on the job because I was drunk the night before. But
well, that's something to be commended. At least
but I'm sure there were a lot of times I went in still pretty buzzed. But
yeah, it takes a while to get out, and you got to, your liver can only process that for so long. But I guess it takes decades to kill yourself that way, I suppose, as opposed to some of the crap that's out there now. You just die on the spot.
It could be worse, I guess.
I'm trying to make you feel better about yourself.
It's not
and I'm worried about myself because I just broke this chair. I might not be very functional. This chair is less functional now.
Yeah, that chair is now dysfunctional.
Yeah, actually, my elbow kind of hurts a little bit because I've been resting my elbows.
Most of the chairs in this place are missing.
Yeah, okay, I feel better now.
Some of them look like somebody's actually been gnawing on the armrest.
Actually, to be honest with you, the other side doesn't have a pad on it, so.
And I think what that is we get a lot of first time DJs in here. They hadn't done it before, and I think they get nervous, and they actually it's like they're teething, and they start gnawing on the armrests of the chair. I know when I first started, I did.
Yeah. Okay. Well, you see, I don't got any skin in the game. I just got to sit here and talk, and then I get to go by my way. It isn't my show, so I'm not nervous. But,
it isn't mine either.
I don't even care that I broke that, to be honest.
See, when I first started doing my shows, I was really nervous. My first show I ever did, I I couldn't. Well, yeah, I think you were on like my second or third show, and I still couldn't play a song.
Well, I'll tell you what, playing a song helps. If you got to go to the bathroom, playing a song helps.
Absolutely. Yeah. And when you can't manage to do that, you just got to empty one of the water bottles and do what you got to do.
I guess so. Ooh.
It's it's truck driver radio.
See, you can do that. I can't. You can do that. You got a little blockage there behind, like the window of people going behind it.
Yeah, you just have to roll over into the corner there.
Not by the ashes.
I'm just kidding. We don't do that.
I'm not going
by
the ashes. No, I know.
Yeah,
this is a very nice studio, and did they do something different with it besides the ashes?
No. Well, the ashes have been there for a long time.
All the time?
Oh, yeah. The whole time you've been here. It's been haunted.
Oh, man, I did not know about that, and I can't even look at them.
Yeah, you'll never be back on the show again.
No, I guess I just like that anxiety problem with driving I had. You just got to keep going with it.
Yeah, you just got to get right back on that
broken
chair.
Okay, so I broke a chair, and I didn't break the chair. I broke the armrest.
Right. Yeah, it still functions as a chair.
It's
just
a functional
slightly less comfortable.
It's a highly functional chair.
Yeah, it's high functioning.
High
functioning chair.
High functional city.
Did we want to hit a couple of news stories before we
It's your show. Don't give me so much control. I just broke a chair.
There's no telling what you're going to do.
What could I do next? I'm glad I didn't put the headphones on this time.
We were just talking about this happening at the hospital I work, so I'm going to start with this one.
Yeah.
And I don't have my pen anywhere. Where'd my pen go?
Would you like to borrow one? Here's a pen right here.
There's a pen over there. Awesome. That'll work.
Good. I didn't break it yet.
Yeah, you didn't break that pen. It still works.
Good.
Excellent. We've just spent a minute on the air. Live on the air. People fight to get this kind of exposure, and we just talked about a pen for a minute.
Good. You want to talk about it longer? Just to rub it in everybody's face?
Yeah.
Hey, all these people lined up to want to get on this show. We're going to talk about that pen. What kind of pen is it?
You had airtime.
What kind of pen is it?
I don't know. It does not have a brand. This is one
it
of
a
those custom
ballpoint?
pens. It is a ballpoint. It is it's advertising Weber Jewelers.
Okay.
So,
are we allowed to do that?
Well, the pen is. I'm just telling you what the pen is.
Oh, you're not really advertising Weber Jewelers.
I don't care about them one way or another. But
well,
the pen,
they might be. They have their own pens. You can't be
you can't be a bad jeweler and have your own pens. That's true. That's true.
Yeah, I mean, you got it. You got it. You can't be like you got.
I'm actually advertising their pens. I'm not advertising Weber Jewelers.
Well, should we do a disclaimer that the things that we say on this show do not reflect Weber Jewelers in any way?
I think that's a given.
That was already kind of catch-all in the beginning.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because that's what I say. It doesn't reflect the views of anyone. So
yeah.
Not even mine.
I just like throwing away airtime. It's
exactly.
Really good. Everybody fights to get it.
Fights to get it.
Fights to get it. We don't even need news stories
if we don't have for it. And here we are talking about a pen.
Yeah.
That's advertising for
it was
a jewelry
sitting there,
store.
And I feel bad for whoever left it because it looks like a fine pen.
It is. It's a fine point.
How does it write?
Fine.
Fine?
Yes.
Like extra fine or fine? Because like my here,
we're up to like 4 minutes on a pen now.
Well, can I do another 45 seconds?
Give us another pen pitch.
I got to say that my favorite pen are the Pilot G2s. I'm not joking. Like I write with a pen for a living. Okay, on papers and stuff. And
let me write the Pilot G2.
Try this. This is a Pilot G2 .7 black.
I think I have one. One in my
feel
bag.
how effortless it is when you write. I'm telling you that a nice pen really makes. I'm serious.
It does.
Now you're being facetious.
No, it glides across.
It does. Now they go on a little
page.
wet. They go on a little wet, especially if you get a 1.0.
Yeah, that's what I'm worried about when they go on wet.
Sure. I mean, then you got to let it dry out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, like they say, write hard, put away wet, or something like that.
Well, write hard, put away wet?
I think that's that saying. I don't know.
Something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just lost.
But
it.
anyhow, I do want to say
pitch,
that, like, I'm really kind of it became a restricted item for our department to buy from Office Depot or wherever. So we can't get the Pilot G2s anymore. So I have to buy my own pens. And I feel like I should be
and with
that
the new
teacher.
tax code.
I don't know what I can do or not, but I
should be allowed to claim them.
And I'm not going to be one of those. I mean, I teach at a community college. I don't feel like all this. Like, okay, here's the supplies your teacher needs. Hand sanitizer, Kleenex and pens and a 6-pack of Bud Light.
Just a 6-pack?
Yeah, and maybe for each kid it adds up.
I was going to say if I was teaching, I'd be a non-functional alcoholic at that point. I think.
Yeah, no,
I don't think I could do it. It takes a special kind of person to teach.
It takes a lot of patience, and I think what happens is it's great when everybody's moving in the same direction, but like our people have a lot of life problems. But one thing I hate is grading papers is really actually very tedious if it's done correctly because you got to make a lot of comments like, here's what you're doing wrong, blah, blah, blah. And just the smooth action of the Pilot G2.7 is really, I like to get the blue ones because I don't like to grade in red. I like green or blue.
Red's very aggressive grading.
I just don't like it.
It's finals week here at Wright State, so there's a lot of red pens going on.
Do you know that my kid is taking her final right now?
Right now?
Right now. Like, she is taking a final in, I want to say, history. She goes here. She's in the CCP program, so she's actually a high school senior and a Wright State student. And so we had, her final was from 12:30 to 2:30. And I said to her, Andrea, do you want to carpool? No. Like, you want to listen to our show? Like, you got only half an hour. Got to study, Dad. No. So I don't know if the funny thing is that.
Yeah, I've always found studying the last half hour before a test is just worthless. To me, I can't do it.
To her, I could see it. She's very meticulous. She's a very good student, and now she's taking her final, so she ain't listening to us. And she ain't hanging out with me.
Are you implying I'm not a good student, Mike?
No. No, I mean, you seem to know what to do with that pen. That seemed pretty good.
Yeah. See all the good things I wrote.
That was good. Now I can tell that the one pen did not, glide.
Right,
as
it did
it's
not
darker,
glide as well as
that's because it's
the
a ballpoint.
Pilot G2.
That's a ballpoint, right?
Right.
Yeah. Well, this is a felt tip kind of thing going on, or I don't know what it is, but it's one of my favorite pens.
Yeah.
As a matter of fact, if anybody wanted to, come to one of my comedy shows, that would be just good enough. But if you bring a Pilot G2.07 in green or blue,
what you need to do for Science with Mike is you need to get some of those pens personalized with the Science with Mike and the.
The marketing guys will love that.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, they'll love it. I will use this pen all the way up until I die, and I don't think anything else is going to come out better than this. I mean, outside of like the one where the naked lady happens when you hold it upside down, those ones.
Oh yeah.
I mean, that's the only pen I might use ever again. Besides this one, I might cheat on this.
Combine them. There need to be some of those naked lady pens in the Pilot G2.
I don't think.
Do you think Pilot would endorse that, or is that
they
just
have
too
no
much
reason to do that. They've already got a great product, and they don't have to.
They don't need to. They don't need to resort to nudity to sell their pens.
No, not at all. Yeah. Now, I don't want to. I'm not. By the way, I don't want to say that I'm bashing your Weber Jeweler pen. Okay, no, I'm serious. Like, that seems like a fine pen, and Weber Jewelers doesn't need to do the naked woman either. Matter of fact, jewelry can lead to nakedness if done correctly.
That's true.
I mean, I see a lot of those commercials on TV, and they never show you that part after.
No,
they never show you. They show you that.
And I don't think they need to. I think it's implied.
It's implied that, like, hey, every kiss comes from K or whatever.
Right.
They don't say where it happens.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, they don't say where. They say where that kiss begins. But they don't say where it ends. So
but we all know
it's implied.
It's implied. Yeah. So, all right, cool.
Yeah,
well, sorry.
We've gone almost 10 minutes about pens now, Mike.
Well, that pen, we did like 6 minutes on that pen and maybe 4 minutes on my pen.
I don't know. We were on the Pilot G2 for a while.
The Pilot G2 is, I just can't say enough good things about it. And I know other people like them too, so I know I'm not a lone wolf on that. So I'm hoping they stick around quite a bit. Hope they stick it out.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Good stuff.
Well, I think we're going to go ahead and do that news story
I
started with. And then
I see the next guest is hanging around outside. I saw his head, huge head.
Oh, yeah. He's very intelligent. Very intelligent beings.
I don't know how he gets here or whatever, but it's interesting. I think good. And he's going to be at Cats. I booked him, Cats Lounge, February 20th.
Really?
Yeah.
Really?
Do we know? Is it a secret guest, or are we going to say who it was?
But I think we should save it because the way I split my podcast up, this is the interview,
This is the end of me. All right. It's not the only thing. Okay,
but
sorry.
I do want to do this since we talked about this already.
Okay.
Somewhat talked about this with the reference to Breakfast Club, and of course most of the students here haven't seen that.
No, they should.
Because it's a classic. It's a classic '80s movie about high school cliques.
Yeah, it's a great movie. Yeah, see it, kids.
Yeah. Yes, and John Bender's my hero. No.
Yeah.
Police say a Pennsylvania man hiding from the police in a crawl space of his girlfriend's home fell through the ceiling and directly in front of a police officer. Police were searching the Scranton home Sunday for the 29-year-old Justin Thompson, who was wanted on charges of assault and harassment. The Scranton Times-Tribune reports that officers found Thompson in the crawl space and tried to grab him. He was able to get away, but then plunged into the kitchen where an officer was waiting. Police say there were children nearby when Thompson fell, leading to a charge of endangering the welfare of children. He was also picked up charges of resisting arrest and reckless endangerment.
That is your exact same story-ish.
Pretty much. I mean, the guy in my story was already arrested and handcuffed.
Okay, yeah.
This guy was trying to avoid being arrested.
Very, very, very similar stories. I grew up near Scranton, so it's kind of an old town that kind of went, maybe the way Dayton has, it had its heyday earlier.
Yeah.
And so, it's kind of one of those things. I don't have anything to say special about why he's
I think Dayton's heyday was like in the 60s, wasn't it?
No, it was earlier than that, actually.
Oh, was it?
I think it was earlier than that. I think it was like in the
because at one time
late 1800s.
Dayton was back in the mid 20th century. Dayton had it was one of the highest per capita incomes in the country.
Yeah, I guess you're right. Yeah,
just because of GM.
That's
and
right.
All the auto manufacturers were here, and boy, we screwed that up.
I don't think we screwed it up, but the companies did.
I think,
but I do got to say that
greed got a lot to do with it.
I was in the Northeast in the mid '90s, and I'm in Dayton because the economy in Dayton was way better, even in the mid '90s, than it was up there. I was in upstate New York, no jobs here, plenty of jobs. Got hired at the college, been here ever since. So, yeah. I like Dayton. It's comfortable.
Yeah. Dayton. I keep hoping Dayton makes a comeback because it deserved one.
Yeah.
I mean, it'd be nice to be top of a list other than like heroin overdoses.
Yeah.
It would be nice to top another list at some point.
Yeah. I definitely. I don't know what I could say to agree with that more. I mean, it's nice. I feel like we should start talking about the pen now.
Yeah, we should go back to the pen. This is not as good as the Pilot G2.
All right, I know what to get you for your birthday then, or something. The Pilot G2, man. I even feel like
Christmas
I should give you this one.
Up, so.
You want me to give you this one?
That's okay.
Well, you give me a water every time. I should give you I got like four more of these.
I think I actually have a couple of those in my bag. So.
Oh, good. Yeah, okay, good. Oh, good. Just
all right,
appreciate them a little more.
I will take them out and appreciate those pens.
Good.
Much more.
Good.
Now.
Excellent. Now
that I
I got to go to the bathroom.
So I'm actually this computer has now been set up to where it tells me when to take a break.
Nice.
So yeah, it's flashing right now. Take a break.
Good.
Shut up, fatty.
Does it listen to us?
It must probably. Yeah, it's listen. It's like take a break. I've had enough.
Yeah, enough of the
pen.
Well,
it's the top of the hour, so this is we are. See, I found out so much about that. I've been doing this show for 3 years, and I'm just now learning.
Yeah.
Some of the things that I was supposed to have been doing for 3 years.
It takes a while. Yeah.
Yeah.
I can only imagine. You got like a whole console of. I mean, you might as well be controlling a nuclear reactor over there.
Well, yeah.
I mean,
this is like a set of Star Trek over here.
Yeah, I mean, I am glad I can't even see it because of the way this divider here is.
You talk about anxiety. No.
Yeah, I'm glad. I mean, I wouldn't know what button to push.
Right. Yeah. Same here.
Yeah.
All right, we're going to take a little break, and I'm gonna kick Mike out.
All right. Nice being with you.
With a heavy heart.
That's true, but I got you know what?
You're always a blast in the show.
Well, thank you, but I do have my Pilot G2.7 to land to fall back on.
That's good.
Taking it with me.
Yeah, you have your there. They have your endorsement.
Good.
So I'm going to, before this computer reaches over and smacks me, I'm going to actually go ahead and take a break because I'm not sure what all it's capable of.
Yeah, I could be like Hal from 2001.
It could be. It could be. So you're listening to the Life Radio Show. I'm your host, Don Smith. We will be back with our next guest here shortly.
Okay, man.
This is your time. Maybe you didn't choose this, but you're here now. You're going to go out there and be an all-star caregiver. Cook, clean, be there emotionally and physically. You got to dig deeper. Drive them to physical therapy, doctor's appointments, because that's what caregivers do. Don't give up. Show the world that you're tougher than tough. Caregiving is tougher than tough. Find the care guides you need at aarp.org/caregiving. Brought to you by AARP and the Ad Council.
1 in 6 seniors faces the threat of hunger, and millions more live in isolation. Drop off a hot meal and say a quick hello. Volunteer for Meals on Wheels by donating your lunch break at americaletsdolunch.org. This message brought to you by Meals on Wheels America and the Ad Council.
Adopt US Kids presents Multiple Choice Parenting.
You've messed up your daughter's haircut. Do you A, get spiritual?
Mom, where's the mirror?
Beauty is within. Oh.
B, find the positives.
Less time blow drying, more time texting?
Or C, show empathy.
Mom, you really don't have to.
Twinsies.
I kinda love it. You don't have to be perfect to be a perfect parent. Thousands of teens in foster care will love you just the same.
For more information on adoption, visit adoptuskids.org. A message from the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services, Adopt U.S. Kids, and the Ad Council.
The average time a resume spends on an HR manager's desk is 7 seconds, and most of them are tossed aside. Now imagine if one of those resumes belonged to Yasmin, who was
living in a shelter, juggling 3 jobs. I had to be resilient. That's something that you can't teach.
We rely so much on a resume, yet it could never tell the full story of someone who
had to be independent and take initiative. And that's how I handle every project I get.
Discover new ways to develop great talent at gradsoflife.org. Brought to you by Grads of Life and the Ad Council.
A ranger station.
I'd like to report a bear hug.
Okay.
I put out my campfire and Smokey Bear hugged me.
So you drowned the fire, you stirred it, drowned it again, and felt that it was cold?
Uh-huh.
Yeah, he's just letting you know you did good.
Bear hug from Smokey Bear. Status update.
I'm gonna let you go now. There are many ways to start a fire, but one sure way to put it out. Learn how you can do your part at SmokeyBear.com.
Sponsored by the U.S. Forest Service, Ad Council, and your state forester.
You wanted to be a teacher when you were little, but as you grew up, things changed. Teaching just didn't seem like the best option anymore, so you decided to become something else. But what would your 12-year-old self say? Interesting and innovative things are happening in teaching today, so it's time to put it back on your list. Don't try to convince yourself otherwise. You had it right the first time.
Find out how you can make more at teach.org. Make more. Teach. Brought to you by Teach and the Ad Council.
When you went car shopping, you meant business. You aced vehicle history searches and test drives. Now you've got your wheels. If you manage that, you can get your retirement plan on track. Visiting aceyourretirement.org can help. Brought to you by AARP and the Ad Council.
You wanted to be a teacher when you were little, but you grew up and things changed. Well, it's time to put it back on your list. Innovative things are happening in teaching today, and you can be a part of it.
Make more. Teach. Visit teach.org. Brought to you by Teach and the Ad Council.
To buy your home, you became a house hunting ace. Learned about loans, scoured neighborhoods, and asked the right questions. Now you're queen of your castle. If you manage that, you can get your retirement plan on track. Visiting aceyourretirement.org can help. With 401k tips and smart saving strategies, you will feel empowered to own your retirement like you own your home. Go to aceyourretirement.org. Because when it comes to clearing financial hurdles, you're an ace. Brought to you by AARP and the Ad Council.
It may be hard to believe, but people just like you are already saving money. FeedThePig.org makes it easy. Their simple savings plan teaches you how to start saving without going overboard, so you don't need to sell all your belongings and live in a commune.
These dungarees belong to all of us now, Tom.
You don't need to get a second job as a stuntman. You just need feedthepig.org. Don't get left behind. Get tips and tools at feedthepig.org. Brought to you by the American Institute of CPAs and the Ad Council.
If you are tired of fake news, make sure to tune into The TED Report every Friday from 3 to 6, only on WWC 106.9 FM, Fairborn, Dayton, Dayton's Right Choice, and also part of the Our Voice Initiative Network. And you can listen to me online at WWC106.9.org.
Yo, this is Shinobi Ninja. When we don't want to hear the same 10 songs throughout the day, we listen to WWSU 106.9 FM, Fairborn, Dayton, Dayton's Right Choice.
Wednesdays on Eventide, Robert Yetter and Mike Shea sit down and throw albums at each other, talking about them, picking them apart, ripping them a new one. All different artists, all different genres, all different levels of suckage. It's Track Record, Wednesdays at 9 a.m. on the Eventide podcast feed. For more information, go to eventideent.com.
I hit the wrong button. We're back on the live radio show. I never do that. I never mess up when I'm broadcasting. This is just not right. All right, we're back on the live radio show. I'm your host, Don Smith. We're going to start off the kind of the top of the hour. It's kind of just over the peak of the hour, so it's not really the top anymore. But I'm gonna go ahead. I have a handful of tickets to Wiley's Comedy Club. And if you want to call 775-5555, you can get a couple tickets. These are good to the end of the year. We have some great shows coming up. We have Pat Godwin's coming up this weekend. I believe we have Chris Bowers the weekend after that, and then Melissa McQueen the final weekend of the year, who's absolutely fabulous. She was in the studio back in August. So if you want to call 775-5555, or if you want to run past the studio window and knock on the door and stop by, I will hand you tickets to go to a show at Wiley's Comedy Club sometime by the end of the year. All right. That being said, we're going to go ahead and continue on. My next guest is in the studio with me. I have not seen him in a while, and it's really good to have him back in. Pandy Kaufman.
Thank you very much. It's great to be back and out of the zoo, you know.
Yeah. So how have things been going? I haven't seen you on stage anywhere. Have you still been working on material, or?
Well, I kind of quit comedy after a while, you know. I don't know if you saw that. I made this big vent on Facebook about how I wanted to quit comedy, and you know that only lasts like 3 months.
The desire to quit only lasts 3 months?
Well, you know, that's what I noticed is everybody's comics all like, I quit, and then 3 months back, they're back later.
Yeah, that's true. I have seen that a lot. Where they'll quit and come back.
Yeah, that's so I tried that, see if I could get booked that way, and it worked out. I got Cat's Lounge on February 20th. I can't wait. Mike booked me, and
well, yes, because Scotty Mays quit comedy, and his comeback was to win funniest person in Southeast Kettering contest.
Yeah, well, I don't like contests. Generally, I'm a pretty passive species.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
You know, but people forget that. That kind of annoys me. You know, they're always like, hey, there's a panda. I want to hug him. I want to come up and snuggle with him. And they keep forgetting one detail. You know what that detail is, Don?
I'm sure you're going to tell us.
I'm a bear.
That's
these claws.
People do forget that a lot because everybody just thinks pandas are cute and cuddly.
Well, I am, but still, I can't resist my instincts when some little bedwetter jumps the fence, and then I don't want to be the next Harambe.
That's true. We don't want to do a Pandy campaign.
No.
You know.
Yeah, so I got to just kind of sit there, and they're always yelling at me. You know, those kids yell at me all day. That's why I'm so glad to be out there, like, you know, and I just say, shut up, you little bedwetters. I don't even know Kung Fu.
I bet you do get that question a lot.
I hate
it. And to me, that's kind of racist, just to assume.
It's speciesist, I think.
Well, that too.
That's what it is. It's speciesist.
Yeah.
So it's a problem. You know what I had for dinner last night?
Bamboo
sticks. Guess what I had every night this week this far? Bamboo sticks.
That's got to get old.
You know how much fiber is in that?
A lot.
I'll tell you right now.
When's
the bathroom break?
Well, you'll have to hold it together for a little while.
Well, and I know it doesn't matter which one I go in, I guess.
Well, yeah, that's I don't think we have species specific bathrooms.
Great.
Yeah.
I like it.
So you can go well, I won't say anywhere. Because we don't actually have like you have at the zoo. We don't actually have people to come in and clean in that detail. I mean, they would, I suppose, if we called them, but it's not. It's not their normal routine.
I'm pretty neat when I can be. but one thing, I would not ever use a bathroom with a 3-toed sloth. I have no use for those things.
Really?
Yeah.
Really? Because that surprises me. I did not know that
got
you,
no
in a
use.
way, were speciesist as well.
I try to not be a very bigoted animal, but I do not like, just look at me. Does it look like you can't, what color am I? I don't even know.
Yeah.
What?
Well, yeah, like the King of Pop used to say, it doesn't matter if you're black and white, and you're a little of both.
I'm a little bit both, but I do gotta say, my tolerance just goes to 0 with 3-toed sloths, and I wouldn't use a bathroom after one of them anyhow because it takes so long.
Yeah, I was going to say, they would take a while.
They grow mold on themselves, for crying out loud. That's how they refuse to apply themselves.
Yeah, that's they have a lot in common with potheads, I think.
I don't know.
Just kind of,
I'm more of an opium guy.
Yeah, I can understand that.
Yeah,
because you have to go with what's in your natural habitat.
Not opium, the old stuff with the pipe.
Right, yeah.
But,
you're
illegal.
old school panda. That's.
I'm pretty sure, yeah. But hey, that's just some memories from it. I never even smoked it. The smell recognizes me. It reminds me of my grandpa. That's it. He smelled like opium.
So, why was it that you decided to take a break from comedy? Was it just was it just in order to get booked more?
Yeah, that's it. I love comedy, but I just, I see other comics. What they do is I figured it out. It's formulaic. You quit comedy. You don't just quit comedy. You know how you really quit comedy? You go away quietly. That's how you just say, I'm done. And that's how other
when you go out and post it all over social media, you're just doing that for attention.
But and I've got a page. Go to Pandy Kaufman, look it up. It's just like Pandy, Pandy Kaufman on Facebook, and then I didn't post it on there. Dang, I just said to people, but I still think.
We have a phone call coming in, so I'm going to see who we got on the line here.
Yeah.
You're on the air. This is the life. Hello? Hello? Did somebody disconnect this thing again?
Maybe it's from China.
It could be. And they didn't pay.
What did the caller ID say?
Well, there is no caller ID.
Oh.
I mean,
well, I'm telling you, if you get a call from
I don't think anybody's there. So
okay. Well, hey, if you get
let me try this. Is anybody here? No. There's nobody here.
Oh. Well, if you ever get a call from Qingdao City, that's my old.
Where was it?
Qingdao City.
Okay. So you're a city bear. You're a city panda.
Oh, well, the city boundaries go quite out of ways. You start getting into the rice paddies and stuff. That's where I'm from.
Okay, so they go.
I'm pretty rural, but they call it Qingdao City just because it's
for tax purposes. They just kind of encompass it.
I think that there's something to do with tax domains involved in there.
Yeah, I apologize to whoever was trying to call in.
Yeah, it's too bad. I hope it wasn't my cousin or something. He's having a rough time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What's going on with him?
Just aimless. And no one's picked him up yet in terms of like sponsorship or anything. And he's trying to do comedy too, riding my coattails. But I figure as long as he keeps his jokes over there, he can use them. I told him, you can use that as long as you don't come over here in the States.
Oh, so he actually performs over in China.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. He's doing clubs and everything.
Really?
Sushi bars. He just did the sushi bar the other day. Went pretty good.
Yeah.
Told me it went good. Now, the thing is, my jokes aren't funny as over there in Chinese. The translation ain't quite right.
They lose something in the translation.
There's something lost in the translation.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a shame.
I'm happy for him, though. I told him he should quit comedy and come back 3 months later. That'll really light your career up.
Yeah, that's true. It would, because I have noticed that a lot. But, But like you said, don't quit comedy quietly. Just put see, that's what I keep doing is I quit I quit for 3-4 months at a time and then come back, but I don't tell anybody.
Yeah.
I think that's where I go wrong. Because it's kind of like, I guess it'd be like the forbidden fruit effect, where they don't think they can possibly book you, so automatically they're interested in you.
I think that's the whole thing.
That's brilliant.
I mean, who else gets booked on Cat's Lounge? You know, like, that's pretty tough ticket to get booked on that show.
It is. I haven't been there, and I haven't been able to get on there in a while.
Are you out of it? You banned?
No, I haven't been banned from there.
Okay.
But, I mean, I figure if they ban me, who knows, a year from now I might own the place.
It could happen. Yeah.
Stranger things have occurred.
Yeah, I think I've heard of that. I think I heard of that somewhere.
Yeah, it's a weird thing. It's one of those weird anomalies of life. If I got banned from more places, I might be a business tycoon.
Yeah.
By now.
By the way, you know, I know you're associated with Wiley's, but if you go to the Wiley's Sunday Comics page, guess whose picture's up there?
Mm-hmm. That is true.
Yeah.
That is true. Pandy Kaufman is still
That's right.
the poster child for Wiley's Sunday Comics.
That's right.
Or the poster panda. Sorry,
letting people know that they could. And the funny thing is, everybody now they're like, I got to come.
Would that be poster cub?
Whatever. I'm a little too old to be a cub, but I'm very flattered that you would say that.
Well, you've really aged well. Because, I mean, I've known you for a few years, and I really can't tell how old you are, and I'm not going to venture a guess.
Fur don't crack. Fur don't spur. Something like that. We got to come up with that.
Yeah, there's something that fur doesn't do. I don't know.
You know, that's a real nice pen you got there.
The Weber Jewelers pen. Yeah. There was I'm pretty sure because Mike Canestaro was in the studio just before you got in.
Yeah, he booked me. Love the guy.
Oh, he booked you on the show.
Yeah. Cat's Lounge. He reached out to me. Actually came and visited me.
Really?
Yep. Snuck me a Big Mac. Love the guy.
Oh, that's awesome. That's awesome.
Yeah.
He's a good dude, but he had a Pilot G2.
Never heard of it.
Fantastic.
I'll have to give it a try.
They
write
really,
much.
Yeah.
We
spent a couple minutes talking about how well those write.
Oh, this thing right here?
That thing right there, yeah.
I can't.
It's, I guess with bear claws, it is kind of hard to
tough.
hold.
I can't even write that much. It's hard to do jokes this way, you know. You have to remember everything.
Yeah. Well, yeah, because you can't write anything down.
That's why I'm glad.
Yeah.
I'm glad I'm getting an opportunity. Humans got a lot of advantage doing comedy. You know? Yeah. I can do comedy naked, though. There you go.
That's true. That's because that's one advantage you have over humans.
I do.
We can't do that.
I mean,
I get a lot of laughs naked, but that's just in privacy of my own home.
I get laughs while I'm naked, but no one's really focusing on how I'm naked. But yeah, I'll be performing naked at Cat's Lounge on February 20th. I got to plug the show.
So nobody's ever mentioned that to you. Nobody's ever.
No one said I had to wear anything.
Wow.
I mean, hey, we're public people. No, public, animals, and we're on display all the time naked. You ever think about how many naked animals?
That's true. There's a lot of nudity
at
your local
nudist
zoo.
Colony. The zoo.
Yeah, I never really considered that.
There ain't no modesty.
That is absolutely correct.
Well, I don't got, I got a little teeny alcove that I can do my business under, like bathroom business. And I got to kind of hide back there behind a rock. But boy, that's a tough thing. That's why I don't get stage fright.
Huh.
I poop in front of people.
Well, yeah, I guess that would kind of, you do that all day long. You don't really have to worry about stage fright. You do just about anything.
I mean, if you could poop in front of people, you could do comedy in front of people. For some people, it's the same thing. Like, plunger guy. Jeez.
Yeah, that's I forgot. I always forget about plunger.
I watched his act, and I'm like, I'd like to unclog this whole routine. That's what I thought.
Oh, yeah,
I like how he came back and did it again. He's like, you know what I need? More plungers.
That's true. That's true. Yeah.
Started it with a couple plungers. Now I need 8 of them.
Right. Well, yeah. You always have to when a bit works.
Yeah.
You just need more of it.
Yeah, I don't think it worked. But hey, you know how sometimes the plunger don't work?
Sometimes it doesn't.
He needs a snake.
Sometimes you just got to call a plumber in.
That routine needs a snake. That's all I'm saying. Needs a roto-rooter.
Something venomous, actually.
Needs a venomous roto-rooter snake in that thing.
See, I try not to discourage people from finding new ways to get laughs, and if something gets a laugh, okay, try it. But there are some things that are kind of hacky. There are some
things when you need to discourage the hell out of it.
That's one of the things about being is associated with Wiley's as I am. Yep. Is occasionally I get messages from comics, and it's always a frustrating thing at 11:30 on a Sunday night when you get a message from a guy that's done 2 open mic shows asking you what you thought of his set. And it's I try not to be discouraging, but then again
I can be as discouraging as I want.
Yeah, I think I envy you for that.
Yeah, I understand. You're doing a good thing.
For one, you run around naked in the zoo all day. You can actually moon children, and nobody can say anything.
I know, and actually, I try to do it.
Exactly.
I
mean, if I had that ability, and there was some little
bed
irritating, little bedwetter as you call them, there, I would have a hard time not pressing my cheeks up against the glass.
Yeah, I like to stick them.
Now, is there a glass barrier with you? Because I mean, you're a bear, so I mean, is it a thick glass barrier? Or
I got two. I can go out in the open, and I can go behind glass. And sometimes, you know what I like to do to the little kids? Sometimes I'll go behind the glass, and then the kids will come right up, and I'll just go into one of my routines where I'm just like, I ate his liver with some fava beans. And then put my face right up against it. And then the kids run. Sometimes I see a little wet spot develop there.
That's
really
awesome. Well, yeah, because you have to remind them at a young age that you are a bear.
That's what I have bits about that in my routine. If you look at my card, when I put it up on the stool, it's basically, 3 things. I'm a bear, hate sloths, and something else I forgot. I got to polish it up when I quit. I forgot. Bamboo shoots.
Well, yeah, when you quit for even when you quit for 3 months, just as a publicity quitting.
Yeah.
Then you still kind of put your material on the back burner. And that's the problem I have.
The problem I have is just basically we got no sex drive. I don't know. That's the other thing that's they keep trying to hook me up.
I was going to ask you about that. I didn't know if I should get that personal.
It's just they're like, hey, what do you think of Amanda Panda over here? She likes you, and I'm just like, I don't know. I don't got any desire to reproduce. And then everybody puts more pressure on it.
Is there any reason particular? I mean, is it the fact that you kind of look alike? Is that really what?
That's the one thing is, I'm like, it's like I'm looking in the mirror and you want me to do that? Seems just kind of weird.
That would be creepy.
I feel the same way about Canada geese. Like, how's a goose not cheat on its spouse? Like, not just by accident. They all look the same.
That's true. I mean, well, even penguins. Penguins are they mate for life, and they all look. Yeah. I mean, well, to you and I, they do. I know that's a little speciesist.
Yeah,
it's even speciesist for me to assume that all pandas look the same to you who are a panda.
You know what? We got different spot patterns and stuff, and at least we got that. I'm glad I'm not a polar bear. We all look like the same.
That's true. That's true.
The cold. I'd hate the cold.
Is it the scent? Is that how you tell each other apart?
Yep.
Okay?
Oh, I don't like her scent. I just don't like, just like something kind of musky about her. Don't really care for it.
She's a bear.
Yeah. I got to get, my shrink says I got to start becoming more positive about myself. And one thing, I'm glad I'm not a polar bear because I would hate to see my whole home just melt away.
That would be bad, yeah.
I mean,
what about human encroachment? The just the constant industrialization of your home country.
Yeah, well,
because I mean that's a similar situation to the polar ice caps melting. So you might be in a similar situation as the polar bear and just not realize
it. Look, don't try to think you can see things through my eyes, okay? Like. I would love to be back in you think I want to live in a 10 by 20 prison cell all day? I'm glad Mike or whoever sneaks me out to, Cat's Lounge. I'm sorry, I vented there.
That's okay. That's okay. At
least I didn't break a chair.
That's true. It
Mike
could be
broke
worse.
a chair earlier. I know
well, Mike does have. He has a temper. Most people haven't seen that.
That was the other podcast. You have to go and watch that one.
Yeah.
Listen to that one. I don't know. Same thing.
The other what other? There is no other podcast.
The earlier version. Whatever.
Oh, okay. The previous episode. Yeah.
Teaser for you there. See, book.
Yeah.
Me.
Well, yeah. If you're listening to Eventide Entertainment, it's all the same show.
Did you book me on this show because I quit?
Yes, I did. I reached out to Mike because he's the only one that I'm aware of that knows how to get in touch with you. So I had to reach out to Mike because I hadn't seen you in so long. I was kind of concerned.
It worked.
Yeah.
Twice over.
Yeah.
Excellent. Excellent strategy.
Yeah. And I was going to make this the Christmas episode, but then,
Well, we don't, we're mostly Buddhist, but that's okay.
Yeah. So it wouldn't have worked for you. So.
No, I'm tolerant of inclusive of all the holidays that make people run and buy presents and promote materialism, and so they can fill their empty souls with objects and make like this pen.
See, that's
feel better.
That's what I love about you. You've just gotten American culture so well. You've blended right in.
I believe we're kind of. I'm not trying to be arrogant.
And you realize that most of the products that we're buying in the United States anymore are made in China.
Yep, including those pens. I think I'm pretty much down. I grew up next to a factory, and the resin smell. Whew, the plastic mold, everything.
Yeah, that would be rough. That would be. Because, there are areas of Dayton that probably remind you of home driving through.
Yeah. Well, that's okay. I need to be more positive.
That's okay.
My shrink keeps telling me that. I should just be glad that I'm here with you, Don, entertaining the people of the Wright State University here and the podcast. And maybe some of my family out in China will stop hating on me so much because of my success.
Yeah. Is that why they hate on you? You've had so much success as a comic?
Yeah. They don't even talk to me anymore.
Now, is it your cousin?
No, my cousin's a kind of I was going to say a black panda. Now, black sheep kind of panda of the family. He and I get along because we're both comics. We go against the grain of society. But I haven't talked to, my mom in years. She used to switch me with a bamboo stick.
A bamboo switch?
Yeah.
Wow, that's rough.
It was.
That's like getting caned.
Actually, that's what they call
literally
it.
Getting caned.
Yeah, it was getting caned.
Yeah.
She's like, I'm going to cane you.
With your dinner, because you probably had to eat it after that, too.
That's the thing, is I don't want, that's even double whammy.
Yeah.
Because you get smacked on the butt with it. How clean is that? That's not clean. That's not
No,
good
it is
food.
not very sanitary to eat a switch you just got whipped with.
Yeah. But there you go.
See, my mom used one of the Hot Wheels plastic tracks from time to time, and I'm glad I didn't have to eat that afterward.
Those were made right down the road from me too.
Yeah, I'm sure they were.
Yeah,
because this would have been back in the 80s, and I'm pretty sure by then we pretty much stopped producing anything here in the States.
That's true. So. That's all we do is send plastic on these big old cargo ships, and off it goes to you guys, so you can play with it and get whipped with it or whatever you want to do.
Yeah.
No, right. Circle of life, I suppose.
Yeah, that's the way it tends to go. I think we're going to have to take a break.
Well,
it's not telling me to or anything. I just think it's time to take a
I
little break.
don't blame you. I just want to say shish for having me on.
I think we can say that on the air. I'm not sure.
Is thank you in Chinese.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So that should work then. People are tapping on the window.
Done.
Do you get people tapping on your window in the zoo all the time?
Yeah. Yep.
That's what I feel like right now.
That's when I do that.
We're like in this big glass bubble. People are tapping on the window right now.
Are there people back there? I'm afraid to look.
Oh, there've been a lot of people have come by and taken looks. There've been a few pictures taken.
Oh my!
So
goodness.
yeah.
Well,
we've been You're always a hit when you come on the show.
No,
I will tell you that.
That's what the 3 months going away did.
There
works
you
like
go.
a charm.
There you go. And they heard you were going to be on the show, so they have to stop by the window to see
that.
it.
I'm afraid to look around. I guess, yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Yeah. Now, to whoever tried to call into the show, if you were calling in to get tickets, you can try calling again. If you can't get through, because I'm not sure if the phone's working here or not. I'm going to talk to the. What just happened? I'm going to talk to the. Why did that stay on? See, that's weird. Okay, there it went.
We made those.
See, there's all kinds of problems with the board today.
Yep.
But if you still have trouble calling in at 775-5555 to get tickets to Wiley's, you can always email the life1069@gmail.com. I will give a pair of tickets to the first 2 people that email the life1069@gmail.com. And you can try calling in too, and I'll give one if you call in. So we're going to take a quick break. I have some more old school Pottersfield. I'm not playing any of the stuff from Brutal Presence today. This is called Beating Heart, and we will be back here shortly.
Crawling underneath my skin, I felt you when you let yourself in. Breathe now, you have conquered me. Conquer me! I feel your beating heart inside of me. You burn me right inside. Does not have a cure. You're like a drug and a raging fire inside of me. For you I am down on my knees. You burn me right inside.
There's a reason they call them lazy Sundays. There's nothing better than sitting around and enjoying the comforts of a good book. But what book should that be? Well, every Sunday, Eventide brings you The Bookseller, hosted by Jessica Gillen. Each week, Jessica breaks down a different book and tells you everything you need to know before cracking it open and getting lost in a whole new world. Tune in every Sunday for The Bookseller with Jessica Gillen, brought to you by Eventide Entertainment.
All right, we are back on the Life Radio Show. Pandy Kaufman had to leave. He was due back for a show, I guess, at the zoo. Pandy's always great to have on the show. That's why you got to get out to Cats and see a panda at Cats, which is a little confusing. I'm going to have to adjust your mic.
Mike.
Uncle Eon.
Yes.
Uncle Eon has come in place of Pandy Kaufman now.
Yep.
And it's always good to see Uncle Eon on the show because he's got some good stories. What have you been up to? Because I haven't seen you in quite a long time.
What I wanted to let everybody know that I'm quitting comedy.
Really? For 3 months?
I think that seems a bit long. I think maybe more like a couple weeks. I'm going to quit comedy.
Just a couple weeks?
Yeah, so I'm going to quit comedy so I can get booked.
You know what also helps to get booked is to just constantly contact people that book shows.
Oh, I did that. You did it. You know what I did? And this lady on thing got mad at me. I was on one of the comic groups on Facebook or whatever.
Okay. Yeah.
And then what I did is I just thanked her. I said, "Hey, I like to kiss you." I don't want to say where, but I did. She got all mad at me.
Really?
Yeah, and she kicked me off the group or told me stuff. And then I don't understand. I'm just trying to get a book, do some comedy, you know.
Yeah, that seems a little harsh when all you wanted to do is thank her.
Well, my father, rest his soul. He was in the business of alterations of children's clothes, and he said you've got to be aggressive in this business. Any business you like comedy, you have to just be as you can't. You got to make them book you so that they'll stop having to listen to you. That's why you book. That's why you book the guy who.
I don't even have a response. That's so brilliant. I don't even have a response.
I'm glad that I was, and I was just looking outside that window to just get on the show, and I'm glad that filthy animal, had to leave because to see what happened. Persistence gets you places, and now I can tell everybody that I'm quitting comedy for 2 weeks so that I can get booked on some shows. Letterman would be a good show for me to get booked on.
I think you're ready.
I would love to get booked on Carson.
Carson? Yeah, that would be awesome.
With those curtains. I love that. And that Ed McMahon guy just cracks me up.
Because I've heard some of your material, and it would be a great fit for Carson.
Yeah. And you know what? People always are like, hey, you stole jokes. You stole that joke out of the joke book. And I'm like, you don't know. You know how old I am there, you young little buckaroo? I wrote the joke in the joke book from 1920. I didn't steal the joke.
I was going to say, you wrote the joke for Henny Youngman when he was just starting out.
The book stole from me. I'm not stealing jokes out of a book. The book.
Did you ever try to sue any kind of, or did you have proof that you had it out there first? Because there weren't a lot of recording devices back then.
I don't know. I lost my will to sue. I thought about suing so many people. Like the people who say bad things about me. Everybody make fun of me on, Twitbook or whatever. And then, then they make fun of me, and I want to sue them, but I don't know where to go with it. I have a public record of them making fun of me, and I don't know what damages I could say that I was.
There's got to be some, since it's actually written online. It's got to be some kind of libel suit.
I think one of the things that I'm losing my edge is because my wife no longer wants to make love to me. Because she's dead.
That would put a damper on your love life.
Almost shut it down to nothing.
Yeah, almost. Well, I'm glad that you're still getting some.
Yeah, and I'm glad to see those ashes over there because I take a little bit of her with me everywhere I go. I have it in my pocket. I try to divvy it up a little bit each show and sprinkle a little bit on the stage. They don't know. I just drop it out there.
It's like having her in the audience with you.
Yes, yeah. I have a little pocket with a little hole in it, and I sprinkle it out like Andy Dufresne in Shaw Redemption, Shank Shaw Redemption.
Yes, yeah.
And then that's what I do. And to remember that she died a horrible death in a factory tour accident where she fell into a steaming hot vat of raspberry preserves. And that's just, I wish she could have fell into apricot. That was her favorite.
Yeah, that would have been.
They say that, it was an accident, but I maintain she was pushed. But that's another thing I can't. There's no record of that, like all these comics making fun of me.
So were you there when the alleged pushing occurred?
No, but I heard about it. And she was, there on the J.M. Smucker's factory tour. I think it wasn't Smucker's. It was one of the other brands.
Yeah, I might have to bleep that out because I'm not sure if we wanted
Can we
to
bleep
feign
it out?
a national
Here,
bleep.
Here's a bleep.
Yep, thanks for the bleep.
Okay.
Well,
Can you go back and do it? Bleep?
Yeah,
we're on a
I'll
10-second delay.
And I'll go back and bleep.
Yeah, bleep. Bleep.
Bleep.
That's kind of fun.
Perfect. Yeah, you found a new pastime.
I think I do. But we're on a 10-second delay. So I say a bad word now. I'm not going to say it in case it doesn't work, but I say bad word. And then you just wait. 10, 9, 7, 4, 3, 1, bleep.
I don't think it quite works that way because it'll just just have you counting, and that's I mean, technology does great things.
Okay,
we can't quite bend the rules of time and space yet.
How about this? Boop.
That'll work much better. That's yes.
Okay. Boop.
Okay. All right. Let's settle down.
Okay, I'm sorry. I get excited. I like comedy.
I understand. Comedy is it's in your blood.
It is. It is. I'm type C for comedy.
Yeah.
C positive.
C positive.
C negative?
Because of no negative comedy. I can tell that about you.
All C positive.
Yeah. Well,
Matter of fact, that's going to be my album's title. C positive.
You're working on an album? Or?
I'm going to when I get done with this 2-week hiatus and everybody books me.
That's true, yeah. Oh, yeah, absolutely.
And then what I'm going to do is I don't know whether to call it C positive, and I need to find a nice cover photo with railroad tracks in the background. Me with railroad tracks, on the railroad tracks, and a train coming right for me. I'll jump out of the way, don't worry. But then, or I think I could maybe call it boop. Boop.
That would be a good album
because if
cover
bleep don't work, I said boop.
Yeah.
It's good. It's a kind of a funny word, boop.
Yeah.
That's why Betty Boop was so funny. She
wouldn't have been popular if it was like Betty Jones or something.
And she was sexy for a cartoon.
Yeah, absolutely.
Boy. I mean
most people don't remember her now, but
Betty Boop was. Yeah. I mean, she has a nice figure, and I told her one time. No, she's fake. My bad.
Yeah, that's all right.
Terrible. Boop. Boop.
This has turned into like Delicious Dish today or something.
Yeah.
Not Betty Boop, but
she was
just the show. Dish. It's that level of excitement. That's what you bring. That's what Uncle Eon brings with him.
It does. I bring it. I bring the thunder.
Yeah.
So
absolutely.
Look, the comedy bookers out there. There's probably all of them listening right now.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
You want some C positive type comedy with Boop positive comedy. I got it.
Boop positive. That's your album title right there.
Boop positive.
Boop positive.
Boop positive. Yeah. C positive. Not Hep C positive.
No, you don't.
I mean, I got a shot
for
that. I got a shot for that. I think I had Seborrhea.
Okay.
Yeah, and then it itches like crazy, but I got a shot to go take my Seborrhea. Psoriasis?
Gonorrhea. That sounds, I don't know. I just...
Syphilia.
I think we're going off on a tangent somewhere.
Syphilia. I had syphilia I don't want to say how I got it. Syphilia. I was syphilitic. Boop.
It's syphilis.
Yes, I'm serious about my syphilis.
Yes. Serious syphilis.
You got some ruffling some papers there, young man.
I'm going to see if there is a good fitting news story for you.
Okay, yes.
Because, and there has to be. There absolutely has to be.
Okay.
But it's a matter of finding it. Oh, here's something old.
Okay.
We kind of have to go with the theme here. You know, we went with.
I
didn't find anything.
I will tell you right
Pandy,
now, I'm experienced. I'm not old. I'm experienced.
Well, this is more of a lesson on how things are used to be made.
Yeah.
And I'm sure you realize that things used to be made so much better.
Don't get me started.
Things were made to last. So we'll go ahead and start. When Ross Shattuck puts up the lights on his Christmas tree at his home, he takes pride in the fact that they are a decade older than he is.
Awesome.
Even more incredible, not a single bulb has been changed. The 38-year-old Shattuck lives in Plymouth, England, and says his mom bought the lights back in 1969 for a whopping £3, the equivalent around $58 in 2017. Okay. Although the lights came with a spare set of bulbs, Shattuck says he never needed to replace them, according to the British news agency Southwest News Service. By comparison, he bought some LED Christmas lights 2 years ago for around $25, and they're already on the fritz.
Yes.
That is how things used to be made.
Rugged. They used to make things rugged. Things were so much different back then. And tickety-boo to that man, for one thing. Just capital idea, using we live in a society now where these children running around with these LED or DT displays, HDLT, LED, GBT displays, and that their eye, I'm surprised they don't have more seizures because they just boop, 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 bleep, bleep. And then now when we were kids, we used to play outside and we used to do this thing where you get a guy around the waist like a Heimlich and then you let go and you pass out and then we'd poke him in the genitals. And it was fun. There's nothing. We went outside.
And they don't have games like that. Now it's called bullying.
And then it was all conceptual. They all agreed to it. And then and then you'd wake up and the winner was the one who was the most sore when you woke up like, I'm very sore. Yes. Well, I mean, it was a kind of a, who's the tougher guy.
So who could take more?
Who could take more poking?
Out. Yeah.
And then now, what are the kids doing? They're just booping and bleeping on their booping thing. And then I feel sorry for them. They probably just atrophy into shriveled up looking sort of things like the alien that poked me. But that's a different story.
That'll have to be for another show.
Yeah,
because this is kind of the Christmas light episode.
They didn't, the thing is, you want to say that healthcare is expensive. Just get captured by aliens. You'll find out you have polyps. They'll find out.
Really?
They'll
let
find
you
out.
know? Did they take care of them, or did they just say, hey, you got some issues
I
back
didn't
here.
quite understand how they spoke. They had like a little mouth on the end of their palm of their hand, and it just kind of thing. It was very, very uncomfortable. And then you just take it, and it'd have a suction cup, and then they just slurp things up.
Really?
And but it was all kind of
handy because you could hold your plate and just tip it up into your hand.
Yeah, and what happened is that they went in there and checked me out, and then they said, "Okay, you look like you had a couple polyps," and we removed them, and then
so they did remove them.
Yeah, and then what happened is
I saved you a bundle, right?
I woke up in the middle, and everybody was around me. There was lights, and they all had these masks on. And then you go outside, and there's people sitting in chairs waiting to go get the same treatment. And then they had a taxi cab kind of pod ship that took me right back home.
Really?
It was called one of the Bad Samaritan. I forgot what the name of the spaceship was, but it's over on by the Art Institute.
So it's actually parked over there.
Yes, and then they have a place where if they will, you can come in, they get people flashing lights and stuff, and then they wheel them in like if you're really in bad shape.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow. So
And then-
so they'll actually like go to your house in this craft with the flashing
Yes,
lights.
yes, and that's when I was
people come out and
abducted.
put you onto this little
A gurney.
like a rolling
A
like
rolling
a gurney
thing,
kinda,
and then
yeah.
the aliens come in with all sorts of suction cups, and they put you to sleep. They're very nice about that, and then they say, "Okay."
Well, yeah, because you wouldn't want to be awake for an anal probe. Well, maybe
It was
but you-
what
you know.
they come by and they say, "Okay, you looked pretty good. We'll see you again next year."
So this is a recurring thing.
Yeah,
This is,
I-
say,
they told me that the spaceship won't come get me every time. It's expensive for them, so I should just go there.
oh, okay. So
Yes,
wow. So you actually have a way to get to.
I had to pay for it too.
Oh, really?
It was
really?
yeah. I don't know when they're going to
Because
send me a
I
bill.
thought I thought they took care of that.
I would
just out
think
of
so
the-
too, because I don't know how to do the currency exchange between
I
dollars.
thought they took care of that just like to be to be good Samaritans or something.
Yeah, I think they had a grand view. I got to tell you that. But the thing is that I think what happened is they're like, well, we'll send you something. I don't know how
I would have thought they had a south view actually.
They could actually, or they had a south view too, but they could just teleport it into my mailbox, and then I opened up a bill. Now I don't know how to translate between dollars and ramyalaks.
They charge
That's their
in
currency.
Ramyalaks?
Ramyalaks.
Okay, well, there may be if you Google. Have you
Ramyalaks.
Googled Ramyalaks?
You can do the currency. I think
currency
it's
exchange?
last I checked, it was 0.01 Ramyalaks.
Are you
dollar?
okay? You seem a little choked up. Is that? Are we gonna have to call them to get you in the
No.
in their little
No,
craft?
I don't go till next year, and then they do another one. They do another one. I think it was 0.05 Ramyalaks. Boop.
Boop.
Some of the machines went boop.
Did they? Did
Yeah.
they? Well, yeah. I'd imagine there's a lot of things that went when you were in there. We just couldn't keep it together.
It's fine. I'm glad. See, this is the kind of C+ comedy I do. That was a real story. That was story.
Well, yeah. That sounds like
That
it
was
very
real. That was
yeah.
real. That was real, and it's real.
Because I
uncomfortable.
actually know lots of people that were abducted and never actually returned.
Yes.
And that's a frightening thing. 'cause-
They drink the Romulans to drink barium. They make me drink it before I go see them on their spaceship.
Is that like an atmospheric kind of
I
thing?
think
where
they say
in order for
it
you
helps-
to breathe in their
No,
environment?
they say it helps the probe.
Okay.
And then I tell you what, I was busy the rest of the afternoon after that thing. Oh,
Yeah. Kept you up?
Oh, yeah.
Or kept you down?
Kept me at everything. It held me down, and there's booping noises, and then I wake up in the middle of like a twilight kind of thing, and then they roll me over and keep going more. They say, one more turn, Uncle Leon. And
So they refer to you as Uncle too? Is that
I told them, and they said they came
Okay.
out, this lady came out, and like whatever, it's kind of like a place where everybody waits to be abducted, and she had a clipboard, and she's like, is your real name Uncle? And I said, yeah. Actually, and that's one of the funny things. People say, Uncle Leon, who's Uncle? That's actually my name.
Really? They
Uncle.
named you Uncle?
Uncle. My father named me Uncle.
That's, wow.
Uncle Leon. Very strange. But,
That- that is-
God
that is
bless
strange.
him. He was up there
So
watching.
Father Eon named you Uncle Eon.
He named me Uncle Leon. You're crazy. But, he did, have a hard time with, the competitive child tailoring business.
Yeah. Well,
It's
yeah,
hard
he
to
was
make
busy.
those
Probably
little-
just first thing popped into his mind.
He started with diapers, and you have to adjust them.
We all started.
No, but
with
I mean, that
diapers,
was his business. I mean, of course. We all
Oh,
started.
okay. The business
But
started.
he started with adjusting diapers so that, you get the kids, they grow their diapers, you have to let them out.
Really?
Yes.
Well, now they have elastic in some of them, I think. Now.
Oh, things.
Those
are
are the big boys.
Oh, things are
pull-ups, though.
different
That's-
now,
yeah.
and it's not
Well,
like when we
yeah,
used to
things
pass
are all
each other
different,
out
yeah.
and poke each other in the genitals. Not
So
like
you're-
that at all. Not at all.
Yeah, so he actually would adjust. He would let out cloth diapers.
There was no money in that back then. He had to go into little, those little hats with the little propeller on top.
Yeah.
Well, he would have to
beanies,
would have to do the propeller beanie, and
Now,
like
would he do maintenance? Was there like a maintenance
You
plan
have to
you could buy with
lubricate
that?
those
He
things.
would come by and lubricate your propeller.
a little bit. It'd be like you go on the highway and you see those whirly gigs now, and that some of them aren't turning because of the high maintenance costs. Not different with a beanie propeller.
Well, you don't. It's never good when a beanie goes bad.
No, beanies. So they were Beanie Babies.
Yeah.
And
he kind of started that. Just like
think,
all the jokes in those
didn't-
books are from you
I
originally.
didn't- if
and
I
he
had to-
started the Beanie Babies craze, only it was a whole different.
If I had a do-over, I would trademark that Beanie Baby.
Oh, absolutely. That's big money right there.
Beanie Baby props.
I mean, not so much anymore. They kind of flopped, but there for a while. For a while, that was big bucks in the Beanie Babies.
Yes. So
it's an awful lot of alliteration there.
Absolutely, but we're artists. We're artists, and we are sensitive.
Yeah, and it's hard to not.
Alliteration is how I get booked. Just alliterate and alliterate and alliterate.
Yeah.
Same thing every time through email.
Well, yeah,
direct message.
And I think I've seen some of your messages, and that's the first thing I thought of was illiterate.
I tell you what, yeah. I alliterate. I alliterate.
You alliterate perfectly.
I alliterate a lot. I fight. I won the war against literacy.
Yeah. Somebody needed to, and you defeated literacy better than anybody I've ever seen.
This is a very different spaceship, and I'm so thankful that I could come out here.
But it's been great having you. We're going to have to drop you back off.
Yeah.
You're going to have to find your own way.
Oh, I got
go out in the lobby. They're going to.
I can just wander around a bit, and then I'll find my my town car, my Lincoln Town car in the park.
Yeah,
it's got a hood ornament. It's green. It sticks right out.
A green hood ornament?
Green.
Is it a Christmas thing or?
Yeah, it's a little Christmas tree. I just you screw it off and boop right back on with a boop with another boop.
That's
boop.
Awesome. That's awesome.
Boop.
Well, I appreciate you coming in.
Thank you so much, young man.
It's been great seeing you again.
I'm
sad
going to be
hear that you're quitting comedy, but I'm glad it's only for a couple weeks.
I was just going to say, so how's Thursday at the club this week? Can I do some time?
Send me a message.
Send me
a message Sunday night at 11:30.
I just put it on your Okay, 11:30.
11:30.
All right,
11:30 Sunday night.
I wonder if I could use
just as I'm getting ready to go to bed.
This is a nice pen.
That is a Pilot G2.
Pilot G2.
Yes,
I'm
fantastic.
glad that
it's so much better than my Weber Jeweler's pen.
I'm glad he left.
They should specialize in jewelry and stay out of the pen business because it's not terrible, but it's nowhere near the quality
this is very
of a Pilot
smooth.
G2.
It's smooth.
Yeah, it's got a great action. It really does.
I like action.
Yeah,
everybody does. Who doesn't like action?
Everybody loves action.
Yeah, I like
all right,
action.
Uncle Eon, it's good to have you in. I also want to thank Pandy Kaufman. Mike Canestaro was in earlier. I want to thank him.
Oh, whatever.
And I'm going to go ahead and get out of here, and we will see you next week. Thanks for tuning in. This has been the Life Radio Show on WWSU 106.9 with your host, Don Smith. The Life is also available in podcast form on iTunes, PodBean, Stitcher, Spreaker, Blueberry, and YouTube, as well as on Eventide Entertainment's podcast network. Be sure to like the Life Radio Show on Facebook, and if you have any comments or suggestions, email thelife1069@gmail.com. Thanks for listening. Now get out there and enjoy some live comedy this week. You can check out wileyscomedy.com for all your upcoming shows.
The brutal presence overwhelms me. The brutal presence overwhelms me.